Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you something that I like to affectionately refer to as the Jankmaster 9000. Now this is our Ender 5 Plus, and it is anything but stock at this point. And even the hot end was upgraded to a pretty reasonable extent. That being said, the end goal for this machine was always to use an E3D Hemera on it, because we had one laying around, and we wanted to use it for something. But what held us up for a while is something that I've been talking about for a while as well. Thingiverse. 90% of the things on Thingiverse are just things that people designed and never actually tested. And this is a good point in case. This adapter bracket, which, you know, E3D's reliance on the maker community to make brackets for anything instead of offering official versions for anything is kind of annoying. So the Hemera is particularly gnarly in that regard. This bracket it was designed so horribly, it didn't account for the fact that the belts have to come out of the bracket. So I just cut into the bracket, and then I had to wrap it around backwards, because normally I would like to interlock the teeth, but alas, I could not do that simply because I have to have the belt loop around in this direction, so you can't interlock the teeth, which is really annoying. This is just a hazard waiting to happen. A brass crimp could probably fix that, but I don't have any on me at the moment. And then, there is the whole problem with getting this thing mounted to the plate in the first place. No one took any attention to the fact that if you have a belt that comes out the side, you cannot have the system flush with the mount. So I had to shim the ever-loving crap out of it with about 8 millimeters of shim to move it away from the bracket so that I could even fit it at all. And even then, you gotta do things in a very specific order, otherwise you can't put the wheels on, or you can't put the belt on, or you can't put the Hemera on. Dude, this thing's gonna suck the moment I have to do maintenance. But we have it for a reason. We want to get into TPU, flexible filaments. Woohoo! You could probably get away with it with a standard, well, I mean, I guess even a standard. I've seen people do it with a standard Mark 8. Doesn't mean it's the best way to do it. You want a direct drive system, and a Hemera is a pretty decent direct drive system. It's not perfect, but it's what we had. Now we have to do a lot of custom wiring too, because this is a cartridge type thermistor. Luckily we have a bunch of those lying around as well. Let's see if I can focus this thing. Here we go. And then we also only have brass nozzles for this. Assuming we don't kill this thing due to heat creep, because this thing is known for that, maybe we'll actually print something interesting. It's been a while since I've used a J-head style heat block, but whatever. It still has some of the, what is it, boron nitride paste from a long time ago. We haven't touched this thing since, I think, like 2 years ago, because we just didn't have a printer that we felt we wanted to put it on. But this thing is massive enough, I figured it'd be nice to have something with. It's got a lot of calibration to go, guys. Honestly, I got to change some things in the firmware, like E-steps. I got to tune retractions and all that. But it does move. I had to relocate the little end stop here for the X-axis. But we only lose about 1 or 2 millimeters on the X-axis, and we don't really lose any of travel on the Y-axis. So just to show you guys that it does in fact work without destroying itself, because honestly I was a little bit afraid of that myself. Probably shouldn't have that fan dangling like that, but oh well. So we homed we homed Y and X, and then Z's coming up. We got a bit of travel going up in this direction, but the point is, everything works despite the fact it is absolutely cobbled together in the dumbest way possible. I really should have just designed it myself. I thought I could trust someone because the reality is E3D relied on the community for this to begin with. So I thought, hey, maybe the community got it right, but someone just made a simple adapter that they based from an Ender 3, I believe, and didn't check to see if it really worked. So we're going to do some future videos involving this thing with the Jankmaster 5000, 9000? 9000. Jankmaster 9000. And we'll hopefully do some fun TPU squishy prints with Ninja Flex. So, more videos on that coming up whenever we get some Ninja Flex.